David Mako was a 35-year-old tech entrepreneur, the kind that made headlines for building a billion-dollar company from nothing. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't arrogant, but he was smart. Smart enough to know when something didn't feel right. 3 months before his death, David had stepped down as CEO of his company after a massive data breach. The world blamed him. Investors turned their back. Even his wife, Julius, seemed distant. But David knew the truth. The breach wasn't an accident. Someone inside had sabotaged the company. And maybe, just maybe, they wanted him out of the way. David disappeared from the public eye and went into hiding. No press, no calls, no appearances, just silence. And then one morning, while sipping lukewarm coffee in a dusty cabin upstate, he picked up the newspaper, and there it was. Tech giant David Mako dies in car explosion. He stared at the headline. The car they found, it was identical to his. The explosion, just like the threats he'd received weeks earlier. The burnt body in the driver's seat, unrecognizable. They assumed it was him. He was dead, officially. David's hands trembled as he turned the page. His face, the last professional headshot, stared back at him under the words, "A tragic end to a brilliant mind." And just below that, a short notice: "Funeral, Saturday, private service, immediate family and close friends only." He chuckled. "Private? Hmm," he muttered. "Then they won't expect me." That same day, he called the only person he still trusted, Mrs. Rea, his elderly housekeeper who had worked for him since his 20s. She picked up on the first ring, gasped when she heard his voice, then whispered, "Don't say anything. Just come. I will help." And so, with her help, David prepared for the most surreal day of his life. He arrived at the church dressed as a frail old man, grey wig, long overcoat, a cane, glasses. Nobody gave him a second look. That was the point. He walked slowly to the back pew and sat down, watching the casket sat at the front, closed. Of course it was. There was nobody to show, not really. The room was filled with familiar faces, people who had claimed to love him. His wife, Julius, sat in the front row, dressed in black, glasses on, her face completely dry. David leaned in, not even a single tear. Next to her was Nathan, David's best friend and co founder, the man who had been by his side from the beginning. Nathan stood and gave an eulogy. David was brilliant, complicated, but he built something we all will remember. It didn't sound heartfelt, it sounded rehearsed, cold, the kind of speech you do give at a retirement party, not a funeral. David scanned the room. Some people were genuinely grieving. His younger brother couldn't stop crying. A few former employees whispered fond stories. But then something strange happened. During the service, Julius stepped outside. David followed from a distance. She pulled out her phone, looked around, and said quietly, "It's done. We are free." David's blood ran cold. Who was she talking to? He didn't hear the other side of the conversation, but he didn't need to. The pieces were starting to click. He returned to the church and sat back down, heart racing. It wasn't paranoia anymore. It was a plan, and he had walked right into it. Just then, someone sat beside him, a woman he didn't recognize, mid-30s, sharp eyes, wearing a simple gray suit. She leaned over and whispered, "You don't look very dead." David froze. She smiled. Detective Lina Malo. I have been watching the case closely. Something felt off the moment I saw the body. David blinked. You know? She nodded. I kept your survival a secret. I wanted to see who would come out to play. Your wife just filed your life insurance, 10 million, and your business partner already started pitching investors using your old tech. As if they'd been planning for this. David sat back. Everything made sense. The betrayal, the cold eulogy, the phone call, they had wanted him gone and thought they'd succeeded. But David wasn't just alive, he was watching. Detective Marlowe leaned in again. If you want justice, I can help, but we need to act fast. He nodded slowly, and just like that, the dead man started planning his resurrection. That night, a private memorial dinner was arranged at a beach house David used to own. Julius and Nathan received anonymous letters claiming to be from David's lawyer. It was that there were final letters to be read. In person, they showed up, curious but cautious. The house was quiet, candle lit, music playing softly. Julius looked around. This is weird. Nathan grunted. Just grab the letters and let us go. Then the lights flickered. A screen lit up. It was David, smiling, alive. Hello, Julius. Hello, Nathan. Surprise. They froze. David's voice echoed through the room. I knew someone wanted me dead. I just didn't expect it to be the two people I loved the most. Before either could react, the door burst open. Detectives poured in. Julius screamed. Nathan lunged for the door, but he didn't get far. They were arrested on the spot. Inside Nathan's phone, emails proving the plan, messages between him and Julius, bank records, offshore accounts, everything. Turns out they weren't just greedy, they were sloppy. The next day, headlines changed. David Mako alive. Murder plot foiled by fake deaths. The world was stunned. David Mako, the man everyone mourned, walked out of the shadows and back into the light. He didn't give interviews, didn't make a big speech. He just returned home, walked through the halls of his empty house, and whispered to himself, Now I know who was loyal and who would have buried me. Smiling, he looked out of the window, alive, alone, but finally at peace. Because sometimes the only way to know who truly loves you is to die, or at least pretend to. Moral lessons. Number 1. Trust is precious and fragile. Even those closest to you can have hidden motives. Choose your inner circle wisely and never ignore your instincts when something feels off. Number 2. Not every smile is genuine. The people who celebrate with you in public may secretly envy or resent you in private. Watch how people treat you when they think you are no longer useful to them. Number 3. Intelligence isn't just about success, it's about survival. David didn't just build a company, he read between the lines, noticed patterns, and stayed one step ahead. In life, thinking critically can save you from emotional or even physical harm. Number 4. Justice may take time, but it always finds a way. The truth doesn't stay buried forever. Lies may buy time, but they can't escape the consequences. In the end, every hidden scheme is exposed. Number 5. Death reveals truth and exposes hearts. When David died, the masks came off. People showed who they really were and who they had always been. Sometimes, absence reveals more than presence. Number 6. Loyalty can't be bought. Money, power, and success mean nothing without real loyalty. The only person who stayed true to David was his elderly housekeeper, not his business partner or the wife he gave everything.
Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this beautiful story, please drop a like on the video and leave a comment on your favorite part of the story, moral lessons, and so on your notification bell so that you can get notified anytime a new and interesting video is released. If you believe in second chances, if you believe scars can become symbols of strength, share this story. Let it reach someone who's still fighting their past. Subscribe to my channel, Folktales by Queen Mother, for more real African stories that inspire, transform, and live forever in your heart. Please be rest assured that if you support me by liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel, you will always stay motivated. It has not been easy getting here, but I really appreciate all of you who always watch my videos to the end. It's a lot of hard work, days of sleepless nights before one of these videos you watch on this channel is produced. I am counting on your support always to take this channel to the top. Thank you once again for your unwavering love and support. God bless you all.